I just got back from a winter 2-night camping trip. So what did I take with me? What's going on, everyone? Rob here with our Propelled One. Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of backpacking videos, hiking videos, winter, summer, fall, spring. I also do a lot of outdoor gear and gadget review videos. So if you're into that thing, do me a favor, click that subscribe button right down there so you don't miss any of the videos that I have coming up. But today, we're talking about gear items. What items did I bring on my latest backpacking trip in the snowy, cold winter? I'm going to go ahead and dive right in, so if you have any questions on any of these gear items, leave those questions down in the comments below. And also, if you haven't seen the trip video yet, I'll link it right up there for you to check out. And I'll also leave it down in the description of this video, so check out that video so you can see the gear things that I'm talking about in action. First things first, on my body. Footwear. I went with the Keen Durands. These have been fantastic, and I did waterproof these, so my feet stayed relatively dry, which was really, really nice. And on my boots, I went with these Yaktrax Pro Diamonds or whatever. It was icy out there, a lot of packed snow. These provided exceptional grip. These were on my feet most of the time, 98% of the time. The other couple of percents, I wore my snowshoes. Now these are just Econ Jacks, cheap beginner ones. They worked okay. I'm not real experienced with these, but you'll see how well these worked out for me in that trip video. And then as we go up, I had a pair of Outdoor Research Gaiters. These were to help prevent snow from getting down into my boots, because my boots were only ankle boots. They weren't high boots. The problem is I forgot these on the first day, which was a real bummer because I did have snow shoot down my boots a little bit. But they worked really well when I did get a hold of them the second day. Waterproof, fairly lightweight, but for a wintertime trek in deep snow, these things are fantastic. On my feet, I have a pair of darn tough light hiker socks. These were the only pair of socks that I wore during the day. I did bring a backup. I never ended up wearing them. I just put these in my pockets when I went to sleep at night, and they were dry in the morning. So just one pair of darn tough socks. Moving on up the list, a pair of Ex-Officio Boxers. These things are just fantastic. They wick away moisture. They don't smell bad. They're just super comfortable. These things, so the pants that I wore the entire trip, are fleece-lined technical pants, stretchy Wrangler like hiking pants. I got them at Walmart for $25. Got a little leg pocket for your phone that fits just fine, but that fleece lining was super nice on the trail. That first day was pretty cold. That first night was pretty cold. And then the belt I have is just this Bison company belt, whatever. But these pants were fantastic. Next to my skin on top, a Smartwool 150 base layer. I didn't even take this off. This stayed on me the whole entire time. Above that was my waffle fleece Merrell zip-up hoodie. This pretty much stayed on me the whole entire time. A great technical layer. It wasn't too warm, wasn't too hot. When I was hiking, I pretty much just wore this. It's got the thumb holes in it. This thing performed great. I love taking this thing out and also sleeping in this too. And then over that is my Patagonia micro puff synthetic vest. I wear this thing everywhere, even in everyday life. This is kind of like my everyday go-to vest, but for hiking and camping, this thing performs very, very well. One other thing I had with me, I did bring a set of trekking poles. One of them broke. One of them doesn't lock anymore, so I couldn't use it. I ended up bringing one, and I used it a little bit, but it didn't really help me that much, so I might need some new trekking poles. On my wrist is just my Timex Expedition watch. I did have a pair of sunglasses because the first day was actually really, really sunny. So, a pair of native sunglasses. These are pretty sweet, polarized, all that nonsense. In the pocket of my vest, the inside pocket, I carried some chapstick and a box of matches. And then I also have this Flowfold wallet where I keep basically just my ID, some cash, a debit card. And this just stays in that inside pocket as well. Now for my pack. Everything that I have in my pack. But before I unpack it and show you everything, I'm going to weigh it. I'm very curious to see how much this weighs. Alright, let's take a peek. It's in pounds. So my base weight before food and water is 23.88 pounds. Not bad for a winter loadout. 23.88. So right on the left shoulder strap, I carry just a little Mora camp knife, very lightweight, but I ended up using this for wood processing. On the other strap is a water bottle. I carried this full hip belts, left side hip belt. Carried my merino buff. I use this for sleeping and also just for, you know, around camp as well. Also carry just a little microfiber cloth. I did not end up using this. On the other hip belt, I carry my headlamp, the NU25, and my little mini Spyderco ladybug thingy. I did not use this either. On the sides, I carried a 16-ounce Gsi Outdoors Thermos. I love using this for the wintertime. I also carried a hatchet. This is the All Mic hatchet by Holtzbrook. In this stuff sack is the pole mods for my tarp and the spreader bars for my hammock. The other side, I carried 6 Dead Men. Midwest Backpacker made these for me. I used these on the first night. They froze in the snow, and these anchor down very, very well. But they're lightweight. I had 6 of them. I only needed 4. I also have my cook kit, and in this cook kit I use a canister stove, the BRS 3000. That worked just fine. I carry a little lighter in here, my 750 mug, my cook kit basically. On my front meshy pocket, carried my Outdoor Research Swift hat. I only used this on day 2 when it was snowing like crazy, basically on the walkout. A thicker beanie camp for at camp and sleeping. Oh, one thing that I forgot is I ordered this alpaca wool thin layer beanie by Outdoor Evolution. It's a branded Outdoor Evolution, but it's made by Appalachian Gear Company. This thing was awesome for just hiking in. It was lightweight, kept my ears warm, but it breathed enough so I didn't get too sweaty up top. Back to the pack. Sealskin gloves. On the bottom here, I carried my Helinox Chair Zero. And with it, I have my chair pad so I didn't sink in the snow. That worked awesome. And I also have the REI chair underquilt. That did keep my butt warm even on that 10-degree night. So that I have a little review on this. I'll post it right up here. The underquilt's pretty sweet. The top pocket, I carried the Be Free water filter system. I did not end up using this because we didn't go very far, so we packed in water. So the filter part I ended up having to keep in my pocket the whole time. And then my little poop kit, nothing else on top. Right on top was my rain gear, my Black Diamonds Stretch Storm thingy. This worked really well for at camp to keep the wind off, but then on the second day to keep me dry from all that snow that came down. The REI Rain Pants, I ended up wearing this on the second day. Since I didn't have my gaiters with me right away, it was nice to be able to cinch down the cuffs so my pants didn't ride up if I post hold and then getting snow down on my boot. So these were awesome. My food bag, which is empty. Got my ditty bag. All the little odds and ends. On one side, I just have my toothpaste, toothbrush, and some like toothpicks. And I know that because I drew a little tooth on that, so that's the side for teeth. On the other side, I carried some earplugs, a little bit of hand lotion. It gets cold, you get a little chap. Extra lighter, chapstick. And this time I carried a pocket bellows. And if you don't know what this is, when you're building campfires, it's basically just like a telescopic like antenna, like the old style antennas on your radio. And it really directs airflow to the base of a fire, so you can really get a fire going. This thing was pretty sweet. It worked well. Used it a bunch on this trip. And then lastly in that pocket, just a Sharpie. In the main ditty compartment, I carried my battery pack, iPhone charger, headlamp charger, my AirPods, my thermometer, some pills, ibuprofen, Tylenol, hang time hook. This thing is sweet. Carry a little bag of fire starters. This is just basically sawdust and wax. I just needed something to really help get a fire going because it's snow and it's just wet, and it worked. Little first aid kit with some tear tape in there. We ended up using the tear tape. Jeremy, Midwest Backpacker, had a little hole in his jacket. Down was coming out, so we patched it up. Mini saw for trimming a tree if I need to, hang my hammock. A little extra spare cordage and an ace wrap just in case. That's it for the ditty bag. Now we have the War Bonnet Ridgerunner hammock. with straps inside here. The War Bonnet custom 13-foot mountain fly tarp in a Cuban fiber stuff sack. And then inside, a kind of like a polycro bag to stay waterproof. I have my puffy from REI. This is just their 850 Magma. Great jacket, wore it around camp. Way too warm to hike in. Underquilt protector for my hammock from Z2, Q2, R2, D2. This came in handy because it was windy and it was cold that second night. This helped keep the wind off of me and helped keep the heat in from my underquilt. Got a Lynx underquilt 20 degree for the Ridgerunner. This is actually Cass's. This is my girlfriend's underquilt. I decided to use it because it was really pretty and much newer than mine. Then we have the 10 degree Hammock Gear Econ Burro top quilt. The first night out, it got down to 10 degrees. I was pretty much warm on top, but on the bottom, I only had a 20 degree underquilt. I was chilly from the bottom. I slept okay, not great. If I had a warmer underquilt, I'm sure, you know, I would have been a lot more toasty. But the 10 degree was a perfect choice for this trip. And then let's see what else we have. We have my sleep socks. These are heat holders made by some company. They have this like combed lining, super warm and toasty. These things are sweet for sleep socks. Here's my pillow sack, and I usually take this with me in whatever items of clothing that I'm not using. I usually just use as pillow stuffing. Here's a pair of thermal bottoms that I got, you know, from Walmart. They're Realtree. I wore these once, ended up being too warm for me, so they were pillow stuffing at that point. And an extra pair of Darn Tough socks. These are my extra socks. I never use these. That's it. That's everything I took with me. Oh, and then on the underside of the lid is just my rain cover. That's it. That's all the crap that I had with me on a 2-night winter snowy cold backpacking trip. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, leave those questions down in the comments. But if you like what you see, again, I invite you to subscribe by clicking that button right down there. Appreciate you watching. Make sure to get out on the trail. Enjoy this big, beautiful world we have. We'll see you next time.